Our summer series continues this evening, and our speaker this evening is Brother Andy Brothers. Andy and his wife Carol have been worshiping here at Chapel Hill for many years. If you look over here in this section, if they're not a Darty, they might be a Brothers. So there's a large group of brothers here, and every single one of them has been a blessing to our congregation for many years. Andy has served as a deacon before he has transitioned to his current role as elder. And we were blessed to have Andy on the eldership here at our congregation. Always appreciated his intention and his thoughtfulness and all that he does. Andy and his wife, Carol, both teach Bible classes. They host youth group events. They've hosted many youth interns in the past, and they just serve our congregation very well and in many different capacities. They are a blessing to our congregation. We're so blessed by Andy and Carol and their family, and I'm excited to see what Andy has prepared for this evening. Brother Andy.
Thank you, Peyton. Good evening, everybody. My grandfather was taught the adult Bible class over at Unionville for many years. It was back in the 50s and 60s. When he taught the Bible class, one of the things that he did, he always had a research question after the class for the folks in the class for the next week. They would take that research question home and work on it. One week, he had a research question of what is the anchor of the soul? What is the anchor of the Christian soul? When he came to class the following week, there was a young couple that met him who were recently converted, and they were very excited because they had found the answer to what is the anchor of the soul. They talked about it, took them most of the week. This was pre-Google days, 50s. So if you give a research question today, most people, 30, 45 seconds, they've got their answer from Google. But this was before Google, and they evidently had searched most of the week looking for what is the anchor of the Christian soul. And they found it in Hebrews 6:19. This is a hope which we have as an anchor of the soul, both sure and steadfast, and which enters into the presence beyond the veil. The Christian, the anchor, hope is the anchor of the Christian soul. That hope for Christians is in Christ, and that he has entered beyond the veil of this earth into heaven. And he sits at the right hand of God with his enemies as his footstool. He tells us in John 14:2-3, in my Father's house are many mansions. If it were not so, I would have told you. I would have told you so. I go to prepare a place, and if I go to prepare a place for you, I will come again and receive you to myself, that where I am, there you may be also. If our hope is in heaven with Christ, why is our treasures not in heaven with Christ? In Matthew 6:19-21, do not lay up for yourselves treasures on earth, where moths and rust will destroy, and thieves will break in and steal. But lay for yourselves treasures in heaven, where moths and rust do not destroy, and where thieves do not break in and steal. For where your treasures are, there will be your heart also. Too many times we work so hard for treasures on earth when we should be working for treasures in heaven and placing our focus on heaven, where the hope, where our anchor is at. And also our name should be written there, right? That's where our anchor is at. That's where our name should be. In Luke 10:20, nevertheless, do not rejoice in this, that the spirits are subject to you, but rather rejoice because your names are written in heaven. So we also, our anchor is in heaven with Christ. That's where our name needs to be, written in the Lamb's Book of Life. Just as a ship is connected to its anchor that's below the water by a chain of a mighty ship, Christ's steadfast love, sure and steadfast love, is our connection to him. To our anchor, Christ, is that love. So we need anchors in our lives today, right? And our anchor needs to be Christ and Him in heaven. And we should always be focused on that. With that love and that anchor, we can face any storm. We can face any rain, any storm, any trial and tribulation of this world. All we have to do is maintain that anchor and always know that we can look to Him. If tonight, if your anchor is not where it should be, but you want it to be with Christ, you're more than welcome to come. If you have the need to come and your life has been on stormy seas without an anchor, we hope that you'll come tonight. You are at the right place to be if you have those needs. You come now as we stand and sing.